I'm Charlotte Dewhurst, Director of Marketing at Matalan. Before I came to Lancaster, I was studying A-levels and I thought that I wanted to go into marketing because I'm quite curious about people and why they do what they do. So I started to research the best degree and Lancaster came up, and it just so happened that I was living 20 miles down the road in a place called Blackpool. So it was on my doorstep. I knew Lancaster as a town, didn't know the university, came to have a look around and just loved the course. I loved the campus. I think everybody will have different experiences, but for me, I actually lived at home for the first couple of years of my course. I had lots of friends who lived here, so I had lots of nights out and opportunities to stay over and do all the things socially that I wanted to do. I have particularly fond memories of the food around the campus. I'm quite a foodie, so I love to go in the different coffee shops and catch up with people and have some nice lunches. Oh, the course from Marketing 101, I literally remember sitting in the lecture theatre and hearing about, exchange and Bagotzi. One lecturer in particular was George Long, who stood out to me. And, a lot of what he talked about still resonates with me today. So whether that is, I remember he talked about McDonald's being a kind of service environment where they didn't want you to stay for a long time, so the seating's hard and it's always a little bit cold. And funnily enough, I went into a McDonald's yesterday before I was on a store visit for work. And I thought, it feels a bit cold and unwelcoming in here, and then I remembered that lecture. So much of it really plays into my life every day, and I literally think about what I learned here every day at work and outside of work. I think one of the great things about my course was that it really encouraged curiosity, and it encouraged me to question some of the theory that was being presented to me. And I really appreciated that. I think it gave me a curious, critical kind of mindset. And how that's manifested, I suppose, is that I don't take things at face value necessarily in the workplace or even outside of the workplace. And I always am keen to kind of interrogate data, interrogate sources and present my own opinion, which again is quite unusual from an educational standpoint, but something that I really valued about my course. My favourite lecture, I would have to say, would be services marketing. I think it was very, very interesting to me that there was 3 more P's outside of the 4 P's. And I just really enjoy services still. Retail is a service and I'm in retail today. But just that customer experience and how that relates to marketing is something that's really, really interesting. And that was George Long, who was my favourite lecturer at the time. I've got plenty of friends that I made during the course of my time at Lancaster. A couple really stand out and they're my best friends today. So one of them is I did group work with both of these individuals actually. And for any students listening to this, when you're forced into working in a group, sometimes it can feel like a bit of a difficult thing to get to grips with, working with new people, different learning styles and accommodating different personalities. But of course, that's part of the challenge around group work. 2 of the people who I worked with in one particular group work was a marketing simulation exercise. So I don't know whether we still do that, but you have to pretend to market a product and pitch to essentially a client at the end of it. 2 individuals really stand out to me as friends who are still with me today. So one of them is Kate, who had a baby around the same time as me, and we still talk probably twice a week. And one of them is actually Anna, who you'll hear later when I do my talk. I did Anna's maternity leave at her role at ClearScore. So we had a massive kind of 15-year career that went like that and then came together 15 years after our graduation. So many, many friends from the course that I took and really important to me. I feel like I might be biased, but I think that the course I took at Lancaster is one of the best courses for marketing in the world. Clearly today, a lot of my role is around digital marketing and performance marketing, none of which was really even a thing when I was studying at Lancaster. So there's a lot of things that I've learned subsequently. But in terms of the grounding that I received, in terms of Marketing 101, analytics, strategic marketing, I also did some modules of entrepreneurship. I really don't feel like it could have better equipped me for not just the marketing role that I do, but the broader business education that I got. My career highlights have been working in global marketing. I've always loved travel, but I've been fortunate enough to work as a global marketing director for a fitness brand for 3 years. I got to travel the world. I got to see countries that I never thought I would see, certainly in a work situation. So whether that's going to Tokyo to hire a marketing director and interviewing candidates in the middle of Tokyo, or whether that's leading a team through the west coast of the US and building a team over there. I've had some really great opportunities to travel the world and experience working in different cultures that are new to me. The advice I give to current students would just be, if you don't ask, you don't get. And I think fortune really does favour the brave. So whether that's work experience, whether that's getting some extra learning or extra information on a topic that you're interested in, whether that's forging connections and building a network, I really think it's about being curious, asking questions, putting yourself out there, and really asking for forgiveness, not permission, and just going for it. That would be my advice. I've learnt plenty of lessons over the course of my 20-year career, but I'd say it really boils down to one thing, and it's not my phrase, but work hard and be nice to people is absolutely key for me. We live on a small island and we have a small industry of which we're part, and I think it's really important to have a reputation that is a positive reputation because of who you are as a person, and that you can be yourself. And, be nice to people. I think as a leader, it's really, really important to be somebody that is approachable, that's humble, that's energetic and inspirational. And so for me, if I could boil it down to one thing, work hard and be nice to people is how I live my life.